If your car battery keeps dying every 3 years, it's not bad luck. You're killing it every morning without knowing it. And the worst part, you probably did it today. There are 6 daily habits that quietly destroy car batteries, and most drivers are doing all of them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, why they're happening, and how to stop them starting tomorrow morning. Before we get into the 6 mistakes, you need to understand what's really happening inside your battery, because almost nobody talks about this. Your battery is not dying of old age. It's being strangled by sulfation. Every time you start your car, lead sulfate crystals form on the internal battery plates. That's normal. When you drive long enough, your alternator dissolves those crystals and resets the system. No damage done. But here's the problem nobody tells you. Most drives are too short for that reset to fully happen. Those crystals don't dissolve. They stay, they harden, they accumulate. By year 3, they've coated up to 80% of your battery's plate surface. The surface responsible for holding charge. Your battery isn't old, it's suffocating. And every single mistake we're about to cover feeds that process. Here's mistake number 1, and it happens within 30 seconds of starting your car. You start the car, and within 30 seconds, heat on, phone charging, rear defroster running, seat warmers going, radio blasting. That feels completely normal, but electrically it's a disaster. Your alternator needs 60 to 90 seconds after startup to ramp up to full working voltage, 13.8 to 14.4 volts. Until it gets there, every accessory you switch on pulls directly from a battery that's already depleted from the cold start. On a warm day, your car handles it, barely. But in cold weather, your battery is already operating at 65% of its rated capacity. You're piling massive electrical demand onto a half-charged, crystal-coated battery before it has a single chance to stabilize. This one habit, repeated every morning, can cut battery life by a full year. The fix is simple. After starting, especially in cold weather, wait 90 seconds before loading up your accessories. That one window lets your alternator take over before the battery takes another hit. Simple, free, and most drivers will never do it. But that's not the mistake doing the most damage. The next one is worse. Here's something that will change how you think about your daily commute. Every time you start your car, your battery drops. Every time you drive long enough, your alternator puts that charge back. That's the deal. The problem is most drivers are only doing the first half. The average commute split into 2 short legs gives your alternator barely enough time to warm up, let alone fully recharge what the cold start took out. Day after day, your battery runs a small deficit. It never fully recovers. And in that chronic low charge state, sulfation accelerates fastest. Studies show batteries subjected to nothing but short trips retain just 54% of their original capacity after 5 years. Batteries that get regular long drives retain 89%. That's a 35-point difference from your commute pattern alone. The fix: every 2 weeks, take your car on a 30-minute continuous highway drive. No stops, no city traffic, just sustained speed that keeps your alternator pumping consistent voltage through your battery, breaking down crystal buildup and reconditioning the plates for free. Think of it as your battery's reset drive. It costs you nothing but time. But even if you do the highway drive, this next mistake will undo all of it. Pop your hood right now and look at your battery terminals. If you see white or bluish-green crust, you have a problem that's silently compounding every single day. Terminal corrosion creates resistance. Resistance generates heat. Heat accelerates sulfation. It's a chain reaction that starts at those 2 little posts and works its way inward. And most drivers never touch their terminals until the car won't start. This is how batteries lose 30 to 40% of their charging efficiency without a single warning light. The fix takes 3 minutes. Mix a tablespoon of baking soda with warm water, scrub the terminals with an old toothbrush, rinse, dry completely, then apply a thin coating of petroleum jelly or dielectric grease to both terminals. That layer seals out moisture and prevents oxidation before it starts. Do this once a month. One Toyota dealership tracked customer battery replacements over 15 years. Monthly terminal maintenance customers averaged 7.2 years of battery life. Those who skipped it averaged 3.8 years. Same car, same battery, same climate. The difference was a 3-minute monthly habit, and right after that terminal cleaning, pour this over your battery. Most drivers have never heard of this next one. This one sounds too simple to work. The science says otherwise. Once a month, boil a kettle of water and let it cool for 2 minutes. You want it around 150 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, with your car off, slowly pour it over your battery terminals. That's the whole thing. 2 minutes? But here's what's actually happening inside. Remember those sulfate crystals? They become increasingly stable over time through a process called Ostwald ripening. Small crystals dissolve and redeposit onto larger ones, making them harder and more permanent. Once they fully harden, no amount of driving will break them down. Heat disrupts that process. It increases the solubility of sulfate compounds and prevents crystals from locking into that permanent capacity-killing state. Research shows regular thermal treatment reduces sulfation buildup by nearly 47% compared to untreated batteries. That's almost half the crystal accumulation eliminated with nothing but hot water, once a month. Combined with the terminal cleaning, this 2-part monthly ritual is the single most powerful thing you can do for long-term battery health. But there's one mistake that kills batteries even faster than all of these. And it has nothing to do with your driving habits. Everyone blames cold weather for dead batteries. Cold does hurt. At 32 degrees, your battery loses 35% of cranking power, and at 0 degrees, over 60%. That's why so many batteries die on winter mornings. But here's what nobody tells you. Heat is actually worse. Cold reduces performance temporarily. Heat causes permanent damage. For every 15 degrees above 77 degrees Fahrenheit, battery lifespan decreases by roughly 50%. If you live in Arizona, Texas, or Florida, your battery is aging at double the rate of the exact same battery sitting in Minnesota, right now, every day. For hot climates, park in shade whenever possible and check that your battery isn't positioned directly above a heat source under the hood. Aftermarket heat shields near the battery can reduce local temperatures by 15 to 20 degrees. That alone can add a full year of life. For cold climates, battery blankets. These are simple heated wraps that plug into a standard outlet and keep your battery at optimal temperature overnight. They cost around $30. Drivers using battery blankets in severely cold regions average more than double the battery lifespan of those without. More than double for a $30 investment. Quick question. How old is your current battery? Drop the number in the comments. I want to see how wide the gap actually is. Now the final mistake, and this one might be the most expensive one on this entire list. Most drivers have no idea what's happening inside their battery until the car won't start. By then it's already too late. Here's how the pattern plays out. Battery slowly weakens over months. You get one slow crank on a cold morning. You get a jump, you think it's fine. 2 weeks later, you're stranded in a parking lot at night. The battery didn't fail in 2 weeks. It was failing for months while you had zero idea. A $15 multimeter from any auto parts store changes everything. Check your battery voltage once a month after the car has sat for at least 2 hours. 12.6 volts or above means fully charged. You're in good shape. 12.4 volts means 75% charged. Watch it closely. 12.2 volts means 50% charged. Do a conditioning drive today. Below 12.0 volts means the battery is critical and sulfation has likely caused permanent damage. Write the number down every month. A battery that reads 12.6, then 12.4, then 12.2 over 3 months is warning you, months before failure. While you still have time to fix it, the drivers who never get stranded aren't lucky. They're just paying attention to a number. One more thing. If your car sits for more than 7 days without being driven, vacation, second car, winter storage, connect a battery maintainer. A healthy battery loses roughly 1% of its charge per day just sitting. After 30 days, you're at 70% charge, right in the danger zone where sulfation accelerates fastest. A maintainer outputs 1 to 2 amps, just enough to offset self-discharge without overcharging. A 10-year study found that maintained batteries lasted an average of 8.4 years. Unmaintained batteries averaged 4.2 years, exactly double, from a $25 device you plug in once and forget. Here's your choice. Keep doing what you're doing. Replace your battery every 3 years, spend $200 to $400 each time and hope it doesn't die at 6 a.m. in January. Or spend 10 minutes a month on these 6 habits and keep that same battery running for 7 years. That's $600 saved. 0 breakdowns. And a car that starts every single morning, including the cold ones. The battery in your car right now has a lifespan. How long that lifespan lasts is entirely up to you. If this just saved you $300, hit subscribe. We cover car ownership truths that mechanics and dealerships will never tell you. See you in the next one.